Welcome to this video of Miss Moore's Flipped. This video is on volume. So when I think about volume, I always think about my water bottle. And I always think about how much water can fit inside of this bottle. That is volume. In this particular video, we're going to be talking about the volume of a rectangular prism. And this just happens to be something that I had nearby, and it is a rectangular prism. And this way, it's a rectangle. I turn it this way, it's a rectangle. This way, it's also a rectangle. Rectangular prism. So the only thing that's different about finding the volume as opposed to what we've already done, you've learned about perimeter, you've already learned about area. The only difference between this now is that you have a third number to try to deal with. Also, every figure that we've dealt with thus far has been very flat. Now our figures are becoming three-dimensional. Now, finding the volume is actually very simple. All you're doing is multiplying the length times the width times the height. So if I look at my box, across the front is my length. So it's how long this box is. Now, the width, how wide this box is. And obviously my height is how tall it is. So you have those three dimensions, and once you multiply those three dimensions together, it'll give you this figure's volume. Now here I give you the formula for volume. So you're multiplying your length times your width times your height. Now let's see if we can do some examples. This is example number 1. As you can see, across the front, the length is 10. The width of this figure is 2, and the height of this figure is 5. So in order to find the volume of this figure, we're going to multiply 10 times 2 times 5. So if you didn't catch on to that particular example, let's look at it here. So again, my length is 1, my width is 2, and my height here is 5. And I'm going to multiply all three of those dimensions together to be able to tell me how much does this figure actually hold? How much of an item can I put inside of it? Now, after this clip, I'm going to show you the work that you have to do to be able to solve this particular problem. If you'll notice, there is the increments, which is inches for this particular example, inches, and then in the answer it'll be inches cubed. And why is it inches cubed? Because I'm multiplying three different things. I'm multiplying the length, the width, and also the height. Now for example number 2, my length here is 15, my width is 7, and my height here is 9. In order to find the volume, I'm going to multiply my length, my width, and my height. Now, if you look at the work for example 2, I wrote out my formula, V equals length times width times height, which is L times W times H. Same thing. And then you can see where I've plugged in the numbers for the length, which is 15, the width, which is 7, and the height, that is 9. I multiply those out, and it gives me 945 feet cubed. Finding the volume is pretty easy, huh? So, with the next example, example 3, I would love for you to look at the problem and then pause your video so that it gives you a chance to be able to actually work it out. Of course, I'm going to put the answer, but I want you to at least try, okay? Thank you.